Hello, everyone. This is Maureen, and welcome back to another day of praying through the darkness. How many times have you felt like you just didn't have the strength to go on, to put that foot one more time, to take one more step? Well, I want you to think about something. Many times we, Christians and non Christians, run across episodes in our lives in which we are just devastated and we don't know what we're going to do. We become incapacitated. Sometimes it's that bad. But I know that for us as Christians, we have a resource. But as I said a moment ago, I want you to think about something. Think about the 11 disciples on the day that Christ was crucified. They saw him die on the cross. Can you imagine how devastated they were? Jesus had been warning them, telling them that this day was going to happen. So just imagine the loss they felt, not only just in the loss of their friend and their leader, their mentor, but what were they going to do now? It wasn't until Jesus rose on the third day and appeared before them and proved that he was the Messiah, that he conquered death, that they were able to lift themselves up out of their depression, out of their sorrow, and gather that strength that they needed to continue on his ministry. And like I said, for many of us, it's just a chore to get up out of bed. It really is. We just don't feel like we have the strength to get up and face the world. I know I'm right there with many of you every single day. But, when I lay there trying to tell myself it would just be easier to stay there in bed, throw the covers back up over my head, and shut the world out, God is always there pulling them back down and saying, no, I have something that you need to do today. So get yourself up, rely on me, and we will get this done together. That's the only way, folks, that I have the strength to go every single day, is knowing that I'm not alone, knowing that God is going to pick up my foot, put it one step in front of the other, because that's all I have to do, is just put one foot in front of the other, relying on him to get me through whatever it is that I may face today. Now, many days, folks, my days are pleasant. Nothing drastic has happened. The world hasn't come to an end. I haven't, entered into any kind of catastrophe. But there are those days occasionally where everything just hits me wrong. My feelings are out on my shoulders. I'm crying all the time. I don't know what is wrong. But even during those times of my life, I know that God gives me the strength that I need to keep going, especially when I turn it all over to him. Now, am I always successful in doing that? No, because sometimes I just feel like I need a little pity party. And I know that he sits back and just gives me the time to go ahead and sit there and moan and groan and get it all out of my system. And then he's there saying, okay, now pick yourself up and we're going to move forward and do something wonderful. God gives us the strength that we need to carry on every single day, every hour, every minute of the day when we rely on him. And in Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, we are reminded, I can do everything, anything, through Christ who gives me the strength. Everything and anything that I need to accomplish, I can do it through the strength of Jesus Christ, especially when it is in accordance with God's plan. Now, there are times when I like to wander off the road. I like to write my own script, and I know that you can relate, but many times that's what causes my anxiety, my depression, my mess up. But the nice thing is, folks, God is always there, because He can take any mess that we create and turn it into a positive for Him. If nothing else, to teach us that, yes, you can do what you want to do, but let me show you what I have planned for you to do. And that's all that He requires, is for us to turn ourselves completely over to Him and gain that strength that He has to give us, so that we can do everything and anything for Him. God, in the trials and the changes of life, I am not left to fend for myself. I don't have to rely on my own abilities, power, and resources to get through. In fact, it is in my weakness that you become my strength. You have an endless supply of power that is always accessible through your mercy and your love. In your presence, I am saturated with your kindness and compassion. It refreshes me and brings me life. Where I am depleted, your Spirit floods me with unrelenting love that fuels me to do everything that I need to do. You are the fire to my furnace, the gas in my tank, and every motivation I need is found in you. I truly can do all things because you are the source of everything I require. God, all my strength comes from you. My resources may be quickly depleted, but in you I find the need to go on. So I lean into your love and ask you to fill me with the power of your presence. For what else could I require? Exactly. When we are walking in the path of God, in the plan that He has for our lives, what else do we need? He's always there. He always has an answer for us when we reach out to Him to ask for strength, guidance, and, I hate this word, folks, the patience to see the fulfillment of what it is He has for us to do. Thank you so much for being here today. Please remember that you are not alone. Your strength for every situation, every change in your life comes from God. That strength that you need to press forward, to press through, God's right there. His hand is on your shoulder, wrapped around you, giving you that strength that you need. Just let it seep into your soul, seep into your very being, because that's where our true strength comes from. Let me remind you, please, to be sure and hit that thumb and share it out to anyone that you know that needs to hear these words today, who need to be reminded that God is our daily strength. Let me also remind you that these devotionals that I bring to you each day come from this little blue book that's put out by Broad Street Publishers. I've left a link for you down in the description box. All you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right to it. It's a great resource, folks, for those of you that just love to have a library full of little devotionals that you can go to time and time again throughout the day. Please remember, Satan has no hold on you. But when he tries to get in there and wiggle into your life, don't let him do it. Remember, you have the power and the strength of your Heavenly Father flowing through your veins. That's all you need. Reach out to Him. And remember, I love you. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.